You two folks had a 9-year relationship, according to what I've read, and you have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are the children?
4 and 8 now.
How come you never got married?
There was some trust issues, ma'am, that I couldn't oversee.
What do you mean trust is? You have a trust fund?
No, basically infidelity.
There was no trust.
Sounds
so
weird.
what do you have 2 children together for?
It sounds weird, Your Honor, but our first child was unplanned. It was an unplanned
Yeah,
pregnancy.
but then you have another one.
And then we had another.
The only reason I'm asking you this, Mr. Alvarado, is really not to get into your history, but to suggest to you that it's very difficult for a court when 2 people decide to live together. You know, we have courts for people who want a divorce because they're married. We have certain laws that are involved. You have, depending upon where you live, equitable distribution, community property. We have all kinds of laws. But if you live together for 9 years and you have a family and you don't have a marriage on paper, it's very difficult. No court's going to go back and trace who bought the skidoo. What is it? Oh. What do you say he has of yours?
Sea-Doo, Your Honor.
Sea-Doo.
Yes, ma'am.
Back in 1990. Nobody's going to look at that. Certainly not me. All right, so let's take care of this case very fast. What personal items do you say that she has of yours?
Well, she has several, Your Honor, but I'm only contesting 2. It's a personal computer that I had custom built by a friend.
Okay. When?
December of last year, Your Honor.
Okay. 1 computer and 1?
And a Nissan Pathfinder that the defendant and me purchased together.
So you purchased it together?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you say you purchased it together, then why would you sue for it?
Well, because I'm still paying for it on my credit card, and I just don't believe it's fair for her to drive something that I'm still paying for.
Okay, let's deal with the computer first.
Okay.
Do you have his computer?
No.
Where is it?
He picked it up with all his belongings when he came to the house in January, when he picked up all his belongings.
No, I don't believe that. Why would he sue for it if he picked it up?
Because he knows that I wanted it, and he took 2 computers with him on that date.
No, Miss Ayala, listen to me very carefully.
You know,
Just a second.
Sorry.
You saw him take the computer?
No, I was there the day that he picked up his belongings.
Did
Yes,
you see
it
him
was
take
in his belongings.
Well, step up here, and I'll see you. Tell me your last name.
My name is Wendy Miller.
Miss Miller, you were present when he moved out?
Yes, I was.
When he came back with the truck and got all of his stuff?
Yes, I was.
Did you actually see him take his computer?
It was in a green tote, in one of those plastic totes. And I recall saying, Randy, why aren't you keeping this? I thought you were having one and he was having one. And she said no. We decided he was having it all.
Taking both.
Taking both. Because she didn't want anything to fight over.
Because I've been in a physically violent relationship for the last 9 years, and I know what he's capable of. So I just wanted to make it as easy as possible and give him what he was requesting, and done deal.
She says she saw you carry out the computer in a green bag, sir.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I wouldn't be here, Your Honor, if... I'm not that type of person. I mean, that would be totally petty for me to do. The computer was custom built for me. I'm a plumbing designer, so it's basically my trade. I don't have it.
She says she doesn't have it.
Well,
Is what you're telling me is that you don't have it?
That's correct.
Did you sell it?
No?
Yes.
Just a minute. Didn't sell it. You say that he took it.
Yes, he packed it up himself and took it.
I don't know who has the computer. I thought if it was easy, I might deal with it. It's not. All right, let's talk about the car. You 2 people had a marriage together. As far as I'm concerned, for 9 years. It wasn't a marriage on paper. I don't intend to spend too much time with this. Let's talk about the car. Let me see what you're paying off, sir.
Okay.
On the car.
Well, basically, I have paperwork also showing that I took a student loan for the computer.
I'm not interested in the computer. I don't know where it is.
Then I have paperwork from my credit card showing the orange highlighted area showing the balance transfer from Wells Fargo to my credit card for the balance of the
Wells Fargo
truck.
had nothing to do with it.
When did you purchase this car?
November '94?
November of '94. We're in 2000 now. You had a car at that time. Is that right, according to your answer?
Yes, I
You had a
traded in.
300ZX.
I had a fully paid off 300ZX, and I traded it in for the Pathfinder.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. We had a Stanza right before.
In between, I'm sorry. I traded in for a Stanza. We had the Stanza for 9 months, then we traded in the Stanza for the Pathfinder.
That we've both been paying on.
That you've both been paying on.
Correct, Your Honor.
And how much is left on it?
I believe $3,000, Your Honor.
You have any reason to believe that it's all paid off? You say, in your answer, you say it was all paid off.
It is paid off.
It is paid off?
Yes.
Due to the fact that we put the balance on my credit card, Your Honor. That's why it's paid off.
Did you pay off the car by taking money out of his bank?
He made a student loan because he was not employed at the time, and that student loan was money for us to live off of.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. That's totally incorrect.
Were you employed at the time?
I was a full-time student, Your Honor, and I was receiving...
Employed was the word.
I was receiving unemployment for retraining for my profession, which is plumbing designing. And at the time, I was receiving an income through the state for unemployment retraining.
All right. When you purchased this 1994 car,
92, Your Honor.
car in
Yes, ma'am.
94, did you use it as a family for the last 6 years?
Basically on the weekends, but during the week she would use it.
And how long was the note on the car?
It was a 3-year note, I believe,
Give
Your
it
Honor.
back to him. 3-year note. What, 1994? That brings you up to 1997.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Ramon Alvarado claims former live-in lover of 9 years and mother of his 2 children, Randy Shannon Ayala, owes him for some personal items. Randy says he owes her for a wave runner and sea-doo.
All right, let's get to your counterclaim. What do we have here? A 1990 Yamaha Wave Runner, a 1990 Zima trailer, and a 1990 Sea-Doo. Let's start with those things.
They're in both our names, all 3 items.
Yeah,
And I've heard from a friend that he's trying to sell them now for $5,000.
yeah.
And he's never discussed it with me. I don't know if I'm getting half of this. I don't know what he's...
I don't know either. He didn't sell them yet. Didn't
put
sell
a
them
for
yet.
sale sign. I mean, my name's on it too, and
So he can't sell them without your name unless he forges your name,
That's correct.
right? So when he goes to sell those things, unless he forges your name, which I assume he doesn't want to do because he wouldn't want to go through retraining again, then what's going to happen is he's going to have to say, I want to sell this, would you sign off on it? And you'll say, how much are you selling it for? I want half.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I may.
What?
My father let me borrow the money for the trailer, for the trailer and one of the jet skis. I still owe him the money. I told the defendant that she's more than welcome to have them if she were to pay my dad. I just don't think it's fair for her to get something that my dad lent me the money to borrow. And the
Mr.
wave runner,
Alvarado, when you enter into a relationship that is what I consider a permanent relationship, when you have one for 9 years and you make 2 children together,
Right.
you don't come in with a shopping bag full of problems to courts and say, you figure it out. Right now you got a problem, and your problem is that her name is on the title to these things. If she doesn't want to sign off on it, then you
Right.
can't sell it.
Right.
Then you may keep them as museum items and give them to your grandchildren.
Right.
Understand?
Right. My name's on the Pathfinder also, Your Honor.
Oh, just a second. Your name's on the Pathfinder. As far as I'm concerned, you bought this car 6 years ago. The car was paid off in 1997. If you took out money, and then she bought a Sentra, and then she bought this, I'm just explaining something to you, sir. We're not going back to the year of the flood
Right.
to retrace, because courts are busy.
Right.
To retrace these things, it's just not going to happen.
No, I wasn't asking you to do it,
Fine.
Your Honor.
Good. Now, all right, so we've taken care of your counterclaim with regard to the Wave Runner, the trailer, and the Sea-Doo. Now, say you want $650 that was mistakenly deposited into his IRA account instead of mine.
Yes.
What is that?
Back in April of '99, we both signed up for IRA accounts with our financial advisor to do automatic debits from our checking account. His checks got assigned to my application for the IRA, and my checks got assigned to his application. And so his automatic debits were coming out of my checking account, and mine were going out of his checking account. Once I was aware of the fact...
Just 1 second, madam. He each signed up for $50. Is that what you're telling me?
Every month.
Every month. Well, if he paid his 50 and you paid your 50, that means that
But
they...
it would be equal. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
But he closed his accounts. He closed his checking account 2 months into the automatic withdrawals.
Fine, then you have to get in touch with the bank.
No, he needs to sign to transfer over the IRAs in his IRAs in my name and mine in his name.
Is what you're telling me the bank made a mistake?
No, the financial advisor guy made the mistake.
Sue him. Sue him.
All he needs to do is sign his name saying that he's aware of the mistake.
Then
and
he should
won't
do it.
He won't do it.
This is the first I've ever heard of this, Your Honor. I don't have. If it's her money, she can have it. I don't need it.
fine. Then you will go with her to the financial
Sure,
advisor, and if it's her
I don't have a
money,
problem.
fine. Otherwise,
I don't have a problem
sue your
with that.
financial advisor.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Raymond also took $1,700 worth of savings bonds, $1,200 worth that belonged to me, and $500 that belonged to my son.
Dude, you're
Yes.
outrageous.
Okay. $1,700 were your savings bonds? Were they in your name?
Yes, my name / my son, Callie Alvarado.
Dude. Your Honor, I would never do that. That's
Before he moved out, he went through the whole house, ransacked the house, going
Your
through
Honor, I left
anything and
my
everything.
stuff there, Your Honor.
Just a
Because
second. Shh.
we were currently going through child custody stuff through the court, and
Yeah.
he wanted to
Right,
find anything and everything
That's not right.
to go against me, to make me look bad. And he found my savings bonds because I've always had them hidden, and now they're not there.
So you don't know where they are?
That's not right.
They're no longer in their place.
I would never
Listen
do
to
that.
me.
I would never do
Do
that.
I know you, I would never do anything like that. I don't know whether you would or you wouldn't. She has no proof that you took them, but all
Right.
she has to do is she has to report them to the U.S. Treasury that they were
really?
lost or stolen,
Right.
because if they're in your name / for one of your children,
Right.
he can do nothing with them if he in fact took them.
Right.
And all you have to do is report them
Okay.
stolen, and you will get replacements.
Oh, okay.
Judge Judy continued. Alvarado is suing the mother of his 2 children, Randy Shannon Ayala, for some personal items.
Yes.
Your Honor, in our 9 years, Your Honor, I deposited my check directly to our joint account, which I never had a separate checking account. I never dealt with the money. I never dealt with the bonds. I never even knew she had pictures of other men in intimate positions.
I'm not interested in that, sir.
Because I never
doesn't
looked
take-
at that
listen to me.
stuff. I never looked at that
That
stuff. And she had that in my boy's bedroom. I mean, she had pictures of her and other men in our son's bedroom.
There we go.
Letters and stuff.
Your case, Mr. Alvarado, is dismissed. I've explained why to you with regard to what you are property that you are suing her for. And Miss Ayala, I've just explained to you why he cannot sell the CDU, etc., without your permission. And if you want the bonds, write a letter to the U.S. Treasury. That's all. Both cases and the counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Whatever the judge said was fine with me.
He's nothing but a joke. I mean, obviously, he displayed his irrational behavior at the end, and he's a joke.
And now the next case.
All parties on Hageman versus Hoffman. Step forward, please.
19-year-old casino cashier Lisa Hageman claims former live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old photo lab technician Justin Hoffman, owes her for internet charges. Justin says she kept his pet gecko.
Ms. Hageman, according to your complaint, you and the defendant enjoyed an on-again, off-again relationship, and at some point, he moved into your house. Is that right?
Yes.
There was an arrangement for rent, etc. You say he didn't pay all the time, but your lawsuit involves an expense that you claim he owes you,
Yes.
and that is for a hookup for his computer.
DSL service.
What is DSL service? I'm completely
It's-
illiterate when it comes to computers.
Personally, I'm not all that sure. I know it was to fix the problem we were having with the tie-up of the phone line.
Explain that to me.
Okay, it's a high-speed connection. It doesn't tie up your phone line. Makes your computer run faster and connect to the internet faster. That's basically it.
Is that right?
Yes.
And how much was it?
Altogether about $238.
Do you use the computer?
No, I didn't.
Were these your charges, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have that settled. She paid for that, and you were supposed to pay her back for that?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'll hear your defense.
Well, I see no discrepancies in her statement. However, what she's neglected to mention is the fact that I had paid her $250 in rent during the week of March the 27th.
And what month's rent was that for?
That was for the month of April.
Yes.
I was kicked out of the apartment during approximately the April the 9th.
Okay. Did he, in fact, give you $250 on or about March 27th?
Yes, he did.
And was that for April's rent?
Yes.
Okay. And did you, in fact, eject him from the apartment?
Yes, I did.
Was that on April the 9th?
Around there, yes.
Okay. Did you fund any part of his $250?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because he had lived there for so long without paying rent.
Well, you allowed him to.
Yes.
That's your choice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's, you get some credit for that. How much notice did she give you before you left?
Less than a week, ma'am.
Okay, you had a falling out or whatever?
No, I asked him just to make sure it was as soon as possible. I told him he could have basically as much time as he wanted.
Did she give you as much time as you wanted?
Negative.
Negative. What did she say?
She told me she wanted me out by the end of the week.
And you were?
Yes.
Did you ask her for any part of your rent back?
No.
Now you say there's another reason why you don't owe her this money.
Yes, it's on the basis of an exotic pet gecko that was my own expenses in purchasing that pet. And
A gecko, that's like a big lizard.
It's actually a very small lizard. They range about a foot to foot and a half in length.
To me, that's a big lizard.
Yes, ma'am.
Little ones, the ones that you see, little salamanders, you know, that you see, they're real cute. Foot, foot and a half. That's a big lizard. Sounds to me, if it's almost a wash. Maybe he owes you a couple of dollars, but that's it. I mean, he lived there for 9 days into the month. That's a third of the month. Giving you some credit for the time that you didn't live in the apartment, but for which you paid rent. Now let's go to this tank. How much was the tank for the gecko?
That was approximately $75.
That was untrue. We called around and got estimates on the aquarium. The estimate we took was $60 for the aquarium and then another $15 for a heat rock, which the gecko needed because they need large amounts of heat. And I gave him the $60 of it.
So he put in 15,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Now how much was the gecko?
50.
Is that right?
No, when he told me that he wanted to get the gecko, I asked him how much. He said $40. So I gave him $40.
Was this a present?
No.
Explain how that came about.
He originally was going to get a chinchilla, and when he mentioned that he could also get a gecko, I said that I wanted the gecko.
Do you like dogs and cats?
I also have a cat.
All right, well, he gets some credit for the rent that he paid you, that he did not enjoy because he did not live there because you asked him to leave for 2/3 of the month. And he gets a $15 credit for the difference that he paid for this aquarium that you decided you wanted to keep, which means that he owes you $150. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Case number 18 on the calendar in the matter of Macias versus Girton. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat. Folks.
Mrs. Macias, how long have you been divorced?
Since August of 1985.
And you have how many children together?
One.
That's this young lady, I assume, right here.
Yes.
Tell me your first name.
Chantel,
How old are you?
17.
Chantel, do you think you've been an easy teenager?
I've had my ups and downs, but I really wasn't a bad teenager, no.
But ups and downs.
Yeah, ups and downs, of course.
This lawsuit is about a time that you were living with your father.
Yes.
You had lived with your father once before when you were younger, and then you lived with your mother, and then you ran away, and you lived with somebody else, and then ultimately you ended up with your father for a while.
Yes.
And that didn't work out,
No, Your Honor.
and you left.
Yes, I did. He was never there because he had to
And
work
you
all
left.
the time. I'm serious.
Your father says that when you left him a $400 long-distance phone bill, and he sold the bedroom furniture to pay for the phone bill, right?
That's correct.
So I have a couple of questions. Who bought the bedroom furniture?
I did, Your Honor.
When?
It was September 3rd of close to 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
I drove up to Seattle and helped my ex move some things out of storage that she had in storage, and some of the items that were in there was a bedroom suite that did belong to my daughter, and
That was purchased by your former wife.
correct. And I brought it back to Portland and to my house, and I set her up in a bedroom there.
Great. And how long did your daughter live with you?
She moved in last May, and she stayed with me until the 29th of February of this year, Your Honor.
What happened in February?
Well, it was kind of a long road from May to February. I tried to...
Okay, let's keep it a very short road.
Okay.
The short road is things weren't working out?
Yeah, there were some frustrations, difficulties, discipline problems.
Okay. Did you ask her to leave, or did she leave on her own?
She left on her own, Your Honor.
Tell me about it.
I came home Tuesday from work, and there was a car parked in my driveway, Idaho license plates on it. I had no idea who owned the car. All I know that it was from Idaho. When I came into the house, I just went to see where my daughter was, and she was sound asleep on her bed downstairs, and there was this other person wandering through my house at that time.
The other person was of the male or female persuasion?
That was a female, Your Honor. I don't know her approximate age, but I imagine 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Okay.
At that time, that kind of really agitated me because we'd been going through this. I'd asked my daughter repeatedly not to bring people over unless I had a chance to meet them, and if I approved of them, then it was fine, but she just disregarded that and just did as she pleased. I went upstairs and I found that there was some liquor taken out of my cupboard upstairs, and I confronted my daughter with it, and at that time she said to me, "It's not my problem, it's no big deal, it's my problem." And at that point I just got kind of really frustrated, and I told her, I said, "Chantel, I think what we need to do here is I'm going to come home tomorrow. I'm going to put you on the bus and you back up to your mom for a couple of days. I want to kind of sort things out here as what we can do because things aren't going very good here right now." At that point, when I told her what I was going to do, she just blew up and started ranting and raving and cursing at me. And she left with a friend, or that person that was there. And
okay, so you told her that you were going to send her back to her mom's for a while, but she just left with the friend.
That's correct,
in the
Your
car
Honor.
from Idaho.
Yes.
Where did you go when you left with your friend from Idaho?
I had went to my boyfriend's house, and I stayed the night.
Boyfriend?
Yeah,
This-
my boyfriend Sean Kelly. And
How long did you stay at his house?
2 nights.
Did anybody know where you were?
His
Did you call your mom?
Yeah, I tried to call her. I did call her.
Try. No.
Actually,
Did you-
I did call her, but I
Did
didn't
you
get
speak
to
to
talk
her?
to her. No.
So nobody knew where you were. Your mother or your father didn't know where you were at the time?
No.
Okay. So after 2 nights at your boyfriend's house, where did you go?
I went to my mother's house,
Who drove you there?
Bristol.
The girl that you were with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And when for the first time did you ask your dad for your furniture back?
Right after I moved out, and he told me that I owed him a phone bill, and I told him, yes, I'm sorry. I currently didn't have a job at the time, and I was in the position of getting one, but I told him I would be more than happy to make one. And
make a what?
A payment plan. And that he said he wanted everything in full right now, or, you know, I'm selling the furniture. He called me and said that he had a buyer for the furniture, and that if I didn't have it by Friday, that it was gone. And me and my mother, we drove down there the following weekend and to go get the furniture, and we popped in as a surprise, and he said that he had sold it. So
popped in as a surprise?
Yeah, like, so we didn't let him know we were coming, so he couldn't, like, we caught him off guard, you know. And so he said that he had sold the furniture.
Mr. Girton, let me tell you what your problems are, sir. Teenagers very often have very expensive phone bills. It's nice if teenagers pay them, but you can't set off her phone bill against furniture that you neither bought nor paid for. Her mother bought the furniture. Now, if you said to me, I sold the furniture was there in my house for my daughter to use when she was living with me, she's no longer living with me, I sold it, I would say you're absolutely right. But you got the furniture from her mother. You can't sell that furniture. And you can't sue your daughter for a phone bill because she's a minor. I had a lot of teenagers. $400 for a phone bill is a lot of money. Sometimes I would have had a big smiley on my face if the phone bill was only $400. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that the two of you should be working together, even though you're not married anymore, because your daughter seems to be running the show.
Yeah.
You understand? You couldn't have thought that your former husband was such a bad guy if you said you try to take care of her for a while because she's beyond me.
Judge Judy continues. 17-year-old Chantal Girton says her father, Richard Girton, won't return her bedroom furniture.
So first you were a villain, then he was a villain. Now you're okay. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's what happens with teenagers, especially teenagers who are the children of divorce. Sometimes they like their mothers, sometimes they like their fathers, but they will always use one against the other. If you allow that to happen, you're being a fool. But you're entitled to the money for your furniture back because you paid for it. Let me see the bills for the furniture. Chantel, are you going to school?
Yeah,
That suggests to me that that's not a quick yes.
I'll be starting in next month.
All right, so you see, the answer is no, you are not going to school. Are you working?
No.
So you're 17 and a half years old, you're neither working or going to school. Where is the boyfriend? How close does he live to you?
He lives with his friend next to me in Everett.
You live with a friend?
Yeah.
Not yet. Yes.
Yes.
Button up your shirt. Nice. If you come to court, don't show me your undershirt. Do you work?
Yes, I work.
For whom?
A roofing company. A roofing company.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Well, how much did you pay? $23.93?
Yes, Your Honor.
$23.93. And what is this for? Is this the same agreement?
There's one for the stereo mount, balance owing.
And
the
what's
other
the
for
balance
bedroom.
owing on the stereo?
$1,300 plus tax.
What'd you do with the stereo?
I sold it, Your Honor.
It's $36.93. That's what it comes to. Bedroom set and the stereo. How much did you sell it for?
$450.
It's going to cost you $36.93 to replace it. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's done numerous things in the past where she hasn't been accountable, and my only intent was trying to make her become accountable for some of the things she did.
I really did want to get to know my father and become close with him, but that didn't happen. And I'm hoping someday maybe there could be a chance.
Hey, sweetie.
And now the next case.
All parties on Radford versus Talbot. Step forward, please.
41-year-old Valerie Radford is suing her neighbors, Dwayne Talbot, his wife Terry, and their daughter, 16-year-old Ashley. Valerie says Ashley vandalized her garage with shaving cream.
Are you the daughter?
Yes.
You're the daughter who did the damage?
Yes.
Are you their neighbor?
Yes.
Father?
Yes.
Mother?
Yes.
Who are you?
Insurance broker.
Sit down, please. Shh. What kind of damage did you do to the plaintiff's house?
I put shaving cream on the side of her garage.
Why?
I was retaliating because her son threatened my brother.
What did the side of her garage have to do with that?
Well, I just got it with shaving cream.
Now, what did putting shaving cream on the side of her house, is the garage attached to the house?
Yes.
What did that have to do with this childhood squabble?
Well, I wasn't going to use eggs because eggs damage too much, and so I was just like...
What were you going to do anything for?
Because I was retaliating from what her son said to my brother.
Well, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
It'll be a year in June.
Did she catch you doing it?
Yes.
Did you do it during the day or at night?
Night.
Did you expect to be caught?
No.
So far, you're honest. I give you that. Dumb, but honest.
Yes.
And your lawsuit is to be compensated for the damage that was done.
Yes.
To the side of your house.
Yes.
Do you have photographs of the house?
Yes, I do. And it's not just the garage, it's the stucco. And that's the problem. It can't be removed from the stucco.
Thank you. Is this that line?
Yes.
That's there? Did you try washing it off?
Yes.
When were these pictures taken?
About a week after.
Have you seen these pictures? Would you show them, please, to the defendants? So did you get estimates to paint
Yes,
the
I did. I
stucco?
have 3.
Can I see them, please?
The problem, my house is 10 years old. We moved in the neighborhood about the same year, and the paint can't be rematched. I mean, they brought books to try to match it. That's why they said the house has to be repainted. Because it's 10 years old, I mean, you know, the cracks and the normal wear and tear, we'll have to absorb that. But it's just that we wouldn't be having to paint our house right now if this didn't happen.
Okay. Who do you want me to hear from?
The night that it happened, Valerie's husband came down to the house, told me what had happened. Ashley and I walked down, went immediately to talk to Valerie, and Valerie told us in no uncertain terms that she wanted us to do nothing, that it had already been taken care of. She then said that we should turn it over to our homeowner's insurance because her homeowner's insurance had said that ours should pay for it, which is exactly what I did. Now, the whole time, I have admitted there's been I never challenged the fact of Ashley doing it. This is the size can of shaving cream. This is exactly. We turned it into our insurance agent. The insurance agent, which I have here, Ted, the adjuster went out. There was no damage.
Well, there is damage.
Well,
there is damage.
Judge says neighbor 16-year-old Ashley Talbot vandalized her garage with shaving cream.
You're the agent.
And I wasn't aware that anybody came to my home.
They didn't have to go into your home to look at it, so we may have gone out. What is your last name, sir?
Talbot.
Well, their last name is Talbot. Are you related to them?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you related?
This is my brother, Dwayne.
They do all of their insurance through your company?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you go out to look at the property?
Property was looked at after the claim was turned in August. It was observed. The case was negotiated with the adjuster, with the other party, and per the records that I've got, it was closed on October 6th.
What do you mean it was? I don't understand that. You mean the two adjusters got together from the two insurance companies? Who got together?
The insurance company got together with, I was informed, spoke with the defendant.
With the plaintiff?
Plaintiff, sorry. The case has been closed as of October 6th.
Well, but did you ever get a check from the insurance company?
I was never notified. No one ever spoke with me about it. The only thing I've gotten is being called names when I drive through the neighborhood. And
well, that's ridiculous. You have no proof that your company ever paid out a claim?
No.
Well, then it wasn't settled, because if the adjuster went out and spoke to them and your company closed the file, then it closed the file erroneously because she was never compensated, according to you.
That is correct.
So what are you doing here? Do you have anything to add to this case?
Nothing further.
Perfect. Sit down.
When Valerie talks about calling names, first of all, we very, very, very seldom drive by her home. That's number one.
No, when I drive
Number two is every time she has driven by our house, she and her children have flipped us off. She has used her profanity. Even in public places, she has used her profanity. All that we asked was for this to be over and to leave us alone.
Well, first we have to resolve this issue of the house. I've read your answer, and your answer suggests that this was just some shaving cream and it can be washed off. But I've seen the photographs, and it certainly appears that there is some, and I agree, minor discoloration between where you put the shaving cream and the house. Minor. Unfortunately, to make it right, she will be forced to repaint it and power wash it because of what you did, if she wants it to look the same. So it's going to cost you more then, and I think that you have to take that up with your brother-in-law. I mean, your brother-in-law did not do the right thing if it was closed. That's ridiculous. You have homeowner's insurance. Your homeowner's insurance should cover that. This is not difficult. The money part isn't difficult. The other part is more difficult. You have children?
Yes, I do.
You have boys?
2 boys and a girl.
Is it the boys that are having trouble with her son?
And they're 19 years of age. Mine is.
Well, you all got to get your boys in tow, because your boys are going to move out of the house, hopefully sooner rather than later, and you're going to be left as neighbors. I mean, her daughter was 100% wrong. There's no question about that, but it's also 100% juvenile, and certainly not a good example for children, for your children, or your children, I don't know who's right or wrong, to see their parents acting in an inappropriate way. You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
So if your boys are behaving badly Don't encourage them by setting a bad example. And in addition, if you're neighbors, you live next door to each other. It's terrible to have to pull into a driveway and feel uncomfortable, to have to walk down the street, to have to drive your car down the street and have your back up all the time. It's ridiculous. Life is too short. Ladies, life is much too short. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,200. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Number 153 on the calendar in the matter of Potts versus Fields. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
All right. Miss Potts, the defendant is your nephew. That's about all I'm sure of when I looked at these papers. And you live in one of his houses.
Yes.
Other than that, I can't figure out why you believe he owes you money. So why don't you explain this business deal that you had with him?
Okay, at the time, I didn't consider it a business deal. The money came in much later. Everybody in the family knew Norvell had a house in Victorville. He needed someone to move in the house because he couldn't afford 2 mortgages. He had just purchased another home. So he asked us if we could move in his house.
When?
We moved about the middle of April.
What year?
Last year, in '99.
Okay, so you moved into the house that you thought belonged to him. Go.
We thought belonged to him, yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. After we moved in the house, we took our time because we wasn't pressured to move out of our home. We had filed a Chapter 7. So we wasn't really pressured. We had it up for sale. We moved into the home in Victorville. As we got comfortable, my husband was paying Norvell $1,000 a month. I would ask my husband, get a receipt, get a receipt. But he was comfortable. That's his sister's son. Oh, that's my nephew. You know, that's my nephew. I had a conversation with one of Norvell's girlfriends over the phone who told me that the house that we had moved in under the influence that it was Norvell's wasn't Norvell's house. It was his sister's house who had deceased the following year, the year before we moved into the house. I don't realize we done moved in a house that's not Norvell. He had told us during those months that we can have the house. He didn't want it, you know, to just take over the mortgage. And later on he would quick deed the house over to me or whatever. My husband confronted Norvell about the conversation that I had with his girlfriend, that the house was in foreclosure. And so Norvell denied the house being in foreclosure. As time went on, my husband said, well, I'm going to start paying the mortgage direct to the mortgage company and stop giving it to you. Well, then Norvell came up to me. He says he was in some trouble. We found out he was in trouble with the law. He had another house prior to the house that we were living in. He needed to get out of his name. He said, Auntie, I have some property I need to get out of my name because I'm in trouble with the law and I need to get this property out of my name or they're going to take it. So he said, well, can you buy the house from me and get a loan on the house because I need the money for a lawyer. He said, and after I get all that straightened out, we'll do the paperwork for the house you're living in. I didn't want the house that he wanted in my name. I wanted the house that I was living in with my family. I have 3 daughters, and I don't like moving. It's very hard. So,
did you buy the house from him?
Yes, I did.
So that house that you don't want is now in your name?
Right. I only did it to help him.
Just a second. And you gave that money
yes, ma'am.
to him?
Yes, ma'am.
But now you own that house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
So when December came, I have a copy of that check that I directed deposit straight to Norvell's account. I deposited that whole check in Norvell's account.
And in exchange for that, you got a house?
Yes, ma'am.
So, go ahead.
Okay. So I started telling Norvell, when you going to put this house in my name? Because I still kind of gave him control of the property that he put in my name. I didn't really take control of it. Because he had a tenant living in the house.
What difference does it make? It's in your name.
Yeah. I got a second loan on that house once it was in my name.
What money do you think he owes you?
He owes me $14,957.
So why are you suing him for $5,000?
Because I had to bring him to a small claims court.
Why?
I'd rather get the 5 than get nothing.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
No, that's ridiculous.
I'd rather get $5,000. I'm not going to give my money out of him anyway because he's finna go to jail next month.
Yeah, well, why did you enter into this deal with him at the beginning?
I found all this out later.
Why did you enter into this deal with him at the beginning? If you knew he had to get a house out of his name, that he was in trouble, and you thought you were going to get not only that house, but the house you were living in for just paying rent, I don't understand that.
No, I never had any intentions on the first house. I only was interested in the house that I was living in.
Then you made a very bad deal. All right, Mr.
Yes,
Fields.
I
You wanna-
did.
You want to explain this deal to me? If you can. I still don't understand her deal.
Well, I don't understand it either. But basically what's going on is they're very upset because I'm a victim of my home. And ever since then, you know, I got a tape with her calling my house, leaving me terrible messages and things like that, cussing me
Mr.
out.
Fields, did you sell them another house?
Yes, I sold them a house.
For how much money?
$93,000.
That was the sale price?
No, it was $100,000. Sale price was $100,000. They loan now is $93,000.
And they put down $7,000.
Well, they didn't put up anything. I covered everything.
Explain that to me, sir.
They didn't come up with no money. Out of the equity I had in the home, I covered the down payment for the home.
Did your aunt give you $14,000?
She did deposit a check in my account for $14,000, yes.
What's that for?
Well, she took a second out to give me the money.
For what?
For the home. Because they didn't come up with any other money for the home.
Okay. How much is this house worth?
Right now, I have no idea because it's burnt down.
Did you have insurance on it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Good.
Insurance fully covered it.
How much was the insurance policy on the house?
$93,000.
And the contents?
I'm not sure, ma'am.
What do you mean?
My
You're not-
sister.
Your sister knows how much
my
was the
sister
contents
knows,
of the
ma'am.
house?
The personal property inside the house was valued at $23,000, but the insurance is only going to pay $16,000.
16 plus 93. Is that right?
Right.
So, $109,000. Now, how much of a mortgage do you have on this house?
$903.
No. Will somebody come up here who knows numbers, who understands this, please? Somebody come up here, fast! I'm getting irritated, this whole nonsense.
She owes $93,000.
She owes $93,000. So she is ending up with $16,000 in cash in her hand, right?
Actually, no. She'll get less than that because Norvell sent some kind of claims adjuster to Pam. She signed an agreement for him to get 10% of the total amount
Who
of
cares?
recovery he makes.
All right, so, how'd the house burn down?
I have it.
How did the house burn down?
One of the lady's children threw a burnt towel or something in a trash can.
Norvell has been contacting the insurance agency alleging that Pamela is committing insurance fraud. So the
Whether
house
he
is
is?
not being restarted or nothing is happening. Everything is
Let
stopped.
me explain something to you. I don't care. It sounds to me like you were all in a little conspiracy here. Everybody was in a little conspiracy to try to defraud somebody. I don't know whether it was each other, the federal government, the state government, the insurance company, but I certainly, in the brief period of time that I have to deal with this case, I'm not going to be able to figure it out. All I know is a house that stood for a very long time all of a sudden burned down and somebody's going to come away with some money.
Judge Judy continues, and Pot says she was scammed by her nephew, Narvell Fields, when he sold her his home.
You know, when you get involved in trying to do something to cover up and to try to evade the law, somebody always gets burned. That means he was probably trying to do a scam, but so were you. Courts don't help people when they're trying to scam somebody else and saying, well, we were trying to put over a scam, but I got burned, so please help me out. I don't deal with that. Now, you have a counterclaim for harassment.
Yes. No, I can let you hear it right here.
I don't
on
want to
tape.
hear it.
Oh, okay.
What are you scheduled to be incarcerated for, sir?
For fraud.
For fraud?
Well, not really for fraud, for tax fraud. Taxing.
Tax fraud.
Right.
Is this the first time you were incarcerated?
Yes.
How long are you going to go away for?
21 months.
Well, what kind of fraud were you convicted of?
Tax fraud.
I understand that. Be
Check
specific.
frauds.
What do you mean check frauds? Explain.
Income tax check fraud.
Explain that to me.
Filing checks for people with Social Security number, get them a check back.
For dead people?
No, live people.
And you took the checks?
No, they took it. We split the money.
I have a feeling, sir, that you weren't terribly harassed. You understand?
No, I don't.
You don't look scared to me, is what I'm trying to say to you, sir. And if you're going to be in jail for 21 months, you don't have to worry she's not going to hurt you.
No, I'm not worried about that.
Good, perfect. Then your counterclaim for harassment is dismissed, and you, Miss Potts, you go collect your insurance money. That's all. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. Step out.
I'm kind of satisfied in a way because, like Judge Judy said, I still have a house that I really didn't want, and his countersuit was thrown out.
Oh, it was cool. I came here and got what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? She's a big liar. She got what she deserved. Nothing.
Don't do business with family.
And now the next case.
All parties on Lombardo versus Segarra. Step forward, please.
48-year-old male clerk Michael Lynn Lombardo is suing former friend, 44-year-old hairstylist Eli Segarra, for his share of a rental car during a vacation in Italy.
Briefly, this lawsuit is about 1/2 of a rental car, which is $139.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you claim Mr. Segarra owes you for a car that was rented by you on your credit card. While you were on a trip to Europe with Mr. Segarra, you traveled as friends, and the agreement when you traveled as friends was that you were going to split everything right down the middle. When you returned from the trip, Mr. Segarra did not reimburse you for the $139, and that's what you're suing him for.
Yes.
Mr. Segarra has some sort of a nonsense counterclaim, Mr. Segarra, because you claim that while you were on this trip with her, you sort of acted as the chauffeur and carried her luggage and stuff, and you want to be compensated for the exact same amount, $139. Is that what your counterclaim is?
Correct.
So what prompted you to travel together?
Mr. Segarra used to cut my hair. Okay. One day I was getting my hair cut. He said that he was going to Italy, and I said, oh, that would be my dream. And he asked me to go with him. I told him I could probably never afford it. He said that the airlines was having a special and we could get a round-trip ticket for $400. And once we got there, we would stay in youth hostels and we would split everything down the middle and it wouldn't be that expensive.
So far correct?
No. Well, first of all, I didn't invite her. She invited herself. When she heard me talking about my trip, she says that, and she makes me believe that she have never been out of a country anywhere, so far Pennsylvania. And I felt at that point that I didn't know what to say. So I figured out that I have
You
to
agreed. You agreed to go and agreed to split everything down the middle. So it's pretty much correct.
Pretty much correct.
All right. Now, tell me about the rental car.
Okay. He called me up one day and he told me that he had put a rental car, he had reserved a rental car on his credit card. He told me that the cost of the rental car would be $242. We would pick it up in Milan and bring it to Rome at the airport. He told me that usually when he traveled he took a train but to go place to place, but since there was two of us, a rental car would be affordable. I said, okay. He told me he had rented a stick shift. I told him I couldn't drive a stick shift. He said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. I can drive a stick shift and I don't mind driving. Then he said, I put the reservation on my credit card, but I'm consolidating my bills and I don't want to put anything on my card. Could you please call Hertz Rental and put it on your card? So I'm thinking, okay, this is my friend.
Okay, so you did.
So I did it. Well, we didn't get along very well, but at the end of the trip, I asked him for my money and he told me to go to hell.
Okay, Mr. Segarra, let's hear your version of the events, sir.
Well, first of all, I did not even invite her. She invited herself.
Okay, invite. We're down to car. Let's hear about the car.
Never. I told her that I was going to go to Italy, and I don't rent a car when I go to Europe because of the European traveling by train or rail is much easier, much better. That was my first reservation in all my plans. Never had a plan on renting a car. When I called her 2 days later to find out and to explain to her how I travel and to travel cheap, I explained to her all the walking. I explained to her all the places that I say international hosteling for over one night over sleep and continue. She told me that she had a bad leg. Now, what bad leg? I don't know anything about. And I asked, what's wrong with her leg?
Excuse me.
Come on.
What's wrong with her leg? She said, well, you know about my leg. I said, I don't know anything about your leg. So eventually, I said, but let me go home and I call and find out about the car rentals. She says, if I go, I need a car. That was what she said.
Just a second. Hold on. So you went home and found out about car rentals. That's what you just said to me, Mr. Segarra.
Yeah, I went and I found out because she said that she needed a car. So I went to find out how much it would cost a car because I never rent a car.
Judge Judy continues. Michael Lynn Lombardo says her former friend, Eli Segarra, refuses to pay half of their rental car in Italy. Eli says Michael Lynn ruined his trip.
Okay, so you found out about the car.
Well, at that point, the guy says that the rate that he found, it was so cheap and so easier that he needed a number for a credit card to hold with on the no guarantee.
So that's correct. So you did, in fact, reserve the car initially on your credit card?
On my credit card, yeah.
Okay.
I called her and I let her know about what I had
the car. And did you tell her that you didn't want to keep it on your credit card because you were consolidating some bills?
No, exactly. I used my credit card just to hold the car, but not because I wanted to have the car.
Well,
I mean, in the credit card. I told her I'm going to use my credit card because I was consolidating, and my plan was not renting a car. My original plans.
Ah, okay. Did you drive the car?
I drove the car.
Okay. Was it a stick shift car?
Correct.
Did she tell you that she couldn't drive a stick shift car?
She did say that.
Now, I assume that you did not have a really fun time when you were there, Mr. Segarra. Is that right?
No.
Now, tell me about your counterclaim, sir.
When we went into the youth hosteling or international hosteling for a lodging, there was, in certain circumstances, there was non-room available for a female. And this international hosteling separates males and females.
So?
So there was not available for the ladies. So I came and I told her, I says, there's nothing for ladies, there's for males. So I would stay in the room, and then I'll take her into the local hotel if she had the money to pay for the hotel or whatever, because it was nothing for a female. So then she says that that if we would have to be together, we should have to get the room in the hotel together, and I thought that was a lot more money that was not in my budget, Your Honor.
So is what you're telling me, sir, you didn't stay in a youth hostel a couple of times because they wouldn't allow women, so you went to a hotel?
Exactly.
Is that your counterclaim?
That's my counterclaim for the expenses of the extra hotels and
Did you stay at the other hotels?
Yes, I did.
Well, you could have stayed at the youth hostel.
Exactly.
You could have stayed there, but you didn't. You could have said to go to wherever you want to go.
She did not want to.
It's a free country wherever you went.
If we came together, we would have to stay together.
Mr. Segarra, your counterclaim was ridiculous when I read it the first time. It's even more ridiculous now. She never agreed to reimburse you for the difference between the hostel and the hotel, right?
No.
Okay. Here's something. I don't understand how people who really don't know each other decide to travel together. It's difficult enough traveling with your mate. It's difficult enough traveling with your mate and children. It's difficult enough traveling with just your children.
It's difficult enough saying it.
I agree. It's difficult just saying it. Is absolutely right. Traveling with a stranger whose hair you do for a while, is cuckoo. In any event, you had an agreement that you would split the expenses. I find that you did, in fact, make outreach for the car. You did, in fact, initially put the car on your credit card. Seems to me that there was an implied promise that you would pay one half of the car rental, which is $139. Judgment for the plaintiff. Counterclaim is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is case number 10 on the calendar in the matter of Lyons versus Washington. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young man, have a seat, please.
Mr. Lyons, you're really not involved in this case, so I'm going to ask you to sit down, sir. Mrs. Lyons, from what I read, you two ladies met while you were both patients in a hospital and became friends. And after you were both released from the hospital, you continued to see each other. And on one day, the defendant came to your home. According to your papers, while she was at your home, she stole a piece of jewelry from you.
Yes, a wedding ring.
What makes you think that the defendant took your ring?
She was the only one that was there. It was just her and I, and when she left, my ring left also. I put it down on the coffee table. We had left the house to go and get a pack of cigarettes for her. We stopped by and bought a bottle of wine. And we came back and we were looking through my CDs and playing music and talking, conversing. And I took my jewelry off, set it on the coffee table, took my shoes off, and went and changed into a house dress and came back. When she left, she borrowed a couple of CDs from me also. She said she was going to be bringing me my CDs back that weekend, which she didn't do. When I found out that my ring was missing.
How much after she left did you see your ring missing?
About 10, 15 minutes. I started cleaning up the coffee table, from cleaning the ashtrays up and putting the CDs up when I noticed it was gone.
Why would you take your wedding ring off?
Because I was at home.
I know, but most people
I don't wear my wedding ring around the house. I don't wear any jewelry when I'm at home.
Was it a plain gold band?
It was a gold Marquise cut, and I had the enhancer to it. I didn't put the enhancer on that day because I was in a rush, and I didn't even put all my jewelry on. I just put my wedding band on, just the one that had the diamond in it. The enhancer I have now.
What's an enhancer?
It's the second part of the ring. It connects to the marquise cut.
Let me see what she's talking about.
She might be wearing it right now.
I doubt it. I see. Okay. So the proof that you have with regard to this is the fact that she was the only other one in the house. You had taken it off, and when she left, 10 minutes later, you looked and there was no ring. Did you take her ring?
No, I did not.
Your Honor, this is not the first time that this has happened. I'm not the only one she's done this to. I have a witness that I'd like to bring in now to speak on my behalf of her character.
I'll hear your witness. Where's your witness? Okay. Yes, can you tell me your name, please?
Lisa Williams.
Miss Williams, how do you know the plaintiff?
I met her through the defendant. Oh, her? Right there?
Yes.
She's my sister.
So the defendant is your sister?
Yes.
And how long have you known the plaintiff?
Not long. I've only met her once before.
Well, what information do you have with regard to this ring?
That my sister does have a habit of taking things that don't belong to her, and I'm sure that she has a ring on her finger right now today that she took from me, as well as a leather coat.
What kind of ring did she take from you?
It's that kind of like an S-shape, figure S-shape ring with a diamond in the center.
When did you discover your ring missing?
I knew she had the ring. She borrowed the ring. She never gave it back. Now she won't give it back because we have other issues that are going on.
According to you, you let her borrow it.
Yes, I did.
And she just didn't return it, but she didn't steal it from you.
Well, it's stealing if you borrow something for someone and you don't return it.
Sit down.
Well, Your Honor, I know she stole my wedding ring.
Tell me how.
Because, Your Honor, when she left, my wedding ring left. Which makes it even worse, I tried calling her, and she avoided me. When I finally did get in touch with her, it was on Thanksgiving Day, and I had my husband go over and pick up my CDs before I confronted her about my wedding ring. And before I got a chance to confront her, she goes, well, I'm going down to see my husband down at the halfway house for Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to wear all my jewelry, because you see she's draping with jewelry, and it's not even hers, it's all OPPs, other people's property. She said that she wasn't going to wear all her jewelry, she was just going to wear her wedding ring. That, to me, made me feel like she was just trying to feel me out to see whether I thought it was her that had taken it, or if I had missed it at all.
That's not true. For one, the day that I left Shirley's house, the reason I left Shirley's house, for one, was because she had a cat that was running in and out, and I'm allergic to cats, and my eyes swelled up. She went and got me a washcloth, and I was telling her I was going to leave because of the cat. I started wheezing. At that time, I had Shirley call my son to let my son know that I was on my way home to have me a breathing treatment ready. The following morning, Shirley called my home, thanked me for coming over and for the wine. The next day, I didn't hear from Shirley. That Thursday, her husband called me and said that he was coming over to pick up some CDs. So I said, fine. And he came over, me and the kids were in the living room, he spoke to me and the kids, he got the CDs and he left. That Friday is when her husband called me and told me that Shirley said I stole her rings and that I better return them or he was going to call the police on me. And I told him I did not have Shirley's ring. I don't have to steal Shirley's ring. I have enough jewelry. And from that time on, Bill continuously called. And I just told him to quit calling and harassing me and to do, do what he has to do. I don't have his ring, her ring.
Yes, sir.
And that was the last I heard of it.
Your Honor, I work for Lockheed Martin, and I have a secret clearance. And the thing of our job is you tell the truth. That's the best thing in the world. And that's what I tell my kids. So I'm only here to tell what I know. I'm not a witness to the theft of the ring. But I also know my wife befriended her in the hospital, brought her a blanket, looked after her in the hospital, invited her kids over to swim. They all had a nice time. And that's on 2 occasions. The third occasion, my wife never wears, she always takes her jewelry off. And I've always told my wife, you should put your jewelry in specific places. This particular time, this lady was over there, and my wife told me that the ring was missing. And she was very upset, because that's very important to her.
Your Honor.
But wait just a minute. And so I tore that living room up. I tore the house up. If that ring was there, it would have been found. It hasn't been found yet. Now I still walk around paranoid looking for it because I would rather have the ring than be here. So all I'm saying is my wife is a very honest person, but things that she's done, stolen, won't return other people's stuff that she has, she won't, she's a thief. And I'm sorry. And that's it.
Judge Judy continues. Shirley Lyons is suing former friend Cheryl Washington for theft of her wedding ring.
First, let me return this.
Oh, one other thing. Just this ring fits a ring. I don't think she'd be that naive or stupid to come to court with that ring. But if you would ask her to come up and see if that ring would fit any ring on her finger, because it has two prongs to fit in. And if it does, it belongs to my wife.
You just said to me she wouldn't be stupid enough to wear that ring to court.
But she wore her ring when she went to court and still denied that she had taken the ring.
Show her your rings, please.
No, she doesn't have it on.
Doesn't have it on.
Mr. and Mrs. Lyons, I am not suggesting to you that the defendant did not, in fact, take your ring. The problem is, when you're in court, you have to have proof. You understand that. Did you, in fact, call the police?
Yes, I have a police report, too.
Okay. And I'm certain that the police told you that just the fact that the defendant had the opportunity to take your ring doesn't mean that you had sufficient evidence
Your Honor,
that she did. You have a cat?
No, it's a stray cat, and I feed a stray cat.
Fine, but there was a cat pay attention to me. There was a cat that kept running in and out of the house?
Yeah, the cat came in once. I put the cat out. It did mess up her eyes. But I don't believe it was really the cat. She was wearing blue contact lenses, and I think the contacts
doesn't make any difference. What I'm suggesting to you is she may have been the only person in the house.
She stole my ring, Your Honor.
Miss Lyons, I'm not saying that she did not. I'm saying that in court, you have to have proof that satisfies the judge or that satisfies a jury. You have to have more evidence than what you have. And while she was in your home and you noticed the ring missing shortly after she left, that's insufficient for a court to make a finding that she's a thief. I'm not saying she didn't take your ring.
All the jewelry she has on right now is stolen. She can't produce one receipt for any piece of jewelry that she has on.
When did you find out all these terrible things about Miss Washington?
Well, just by knowing her character and what I've heard from other people that know her also. And her sister is just the only one that I could get that could come to court and testify about really what type of person she is. She's awful.
Well, then what did you befriend her for?
I didn't know this before. I've only known her for 5 months, and the only occasions that she came over my house, it was like maybe 3 times.
First time she didn't take anything?
No.
She didn't go inside.
Second time, what do you mean she didn't go inside?
It was a pool party, a barbecue and a pool party.
You mean a barbecue and a pool party? Nobody had to use...
Yeah, she went in to use the restroom.
Of course she did. You knew exactly where I was going.
I didn't say that.
No, but I'm saying that if there was a barbecue at a pool party, somebody had to go inside to go to the bathroom.
She didn't have the opportunity to steal it then because it was put away.
She didn't take anything the second time she came to your house?
It wasn't laying in front of her on the coffee table either.
I don't think Miss Washington is a stupid woman. Why would you?
Yeah, she is.
Well, maybe. In any event, I've tried to explain as best I can. I am not making a finding that she did not do it, but I cannot in good conscience find that she did. Case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't take her ring. And as far as my sister's concerned, that's another whole story, and we'll deal with that some other time.
She's my sister, and I love her, but I don't like her. We don't get along because she does steal.
She can be friends with my sister.
She's a horrible person. She might have got away with this, but she's not going to live with it because she doesn't have a conscience, because she steals everybody's jewelry that she goes into their home. And it's terrible.
Oh, the next case.
All parties on Bishop versus Hall. Step forward, please.
24-year-old healthcare provider Brandy Bishop claims the father of her 2 children, 25-year-old video store clerk Thomas Michael Hall, owes her for an income tax refund.
Miss Bishop, you and Mr. Hall have 2 children together, but were not married. Is that right?
Yes.
That's correct.
In the year 1999, for part of that year, you were living together. And then there came a time when you separated. When was that?
In November.
And where did you go?
I went to my aunt's house.
Now, in 1999, were you employed?
Yes.
And were you employed?
Yes, I was.
This lawsuit is about a tax refund because you claim that you agreed with the defendant that he could claim the 2 children as deductions on his tax returns in exchange for him giving you half of his refund. That's what this case is about.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of work had you been doing in 1999?
Home health care.
What is that?
Assisting elderly people.
How much did you earn? You did file tax returns in
Yes.
1999.
I
How
made
much-
about 10,000.
And what kind of work were you doing?
Warehouse labor.
And how much did you earn in 1999?
Close to around, I think, 7,000.
How much?
7,000.
So she earned more than you did.
That's incorrect. She never did work in '99. She was home in the house. Matter of fact, she was taking care of the kids while I was at work.
Well, you didn't support your family on $7,000 a year. Where was the other money coming from?
When I wasn't working, because I worked most of the time at the end of the year, I had to apply for aid because he was in and out of jail and couldn't keep a job. Called me 2 o'clock in the morning, said, come get me. He got in a fight with one of his co-workers.
So am I correct that you were receiving welfare?
Yes, in the beginning of the year.
Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Judge Judy Bishop is suing the father of her 2 children, Thomas Michael Hall, for an income tax refund.
What month did you start working?
It was like June, July.
Of 1999?
Yes. I work for my mother, and I've been doing it since 6 of 96.
Well, does she pay you?
She pays me, or the person I work for pays me. It all depends on what I'm doing.
How old are your children?
1 and 3.
How much of a tax refund did you get, sir?
I received $1,943.
And that's from $7,000 worth of income?
That and the earned income credit from the children as claim deductions.
Well, you got that 1943 based on the children, clearly, right?
That's correct.
You say that you never had an agreement with her to give her half the tax refund.
That's correct. I never did have an agreement. She's ever since we split up, she's been really resentful, and matter of fact, every time I've come to pick up the children, she throws that in my face about the money. She says, if you don't have my $900, you can't get your kids on my visitation days. And
well, so why don't you just give her the money? It's reasonable that you give her the money.
Because
it's not reasonable that you keep all the money.
Well, as a matter of fact, she even claimed her children that don't even live with her. She has 2 other children that she claimed don't even live with her for last year.
Your Honor.
Just a second. That has nothing to do with this case. That has something to do with another father. We're talking about these 2 children. Your 2 children. You got $1,943 because you say you supported the children during the calendar year of 1999. For at least 2 months out of that period of time, she wasn't even living with you, right?
That's correct.
Were you paying support during those 2 months, November and December?
No, I wasn't. I had the kids with me during that time up until February of 2000.
So they were actually living with you?
That's correct.
Full time?
That's correct.
Is that right?
Off and on. They were with both of us. There was just no court orders. We were sharing the children. There was no court orders.
Okay. Let me see a copy of your tax returns. I see that you have no papers with you, so you don't have copies of your tax returns.
I haven't gotten them back yet.
Mr. Hall, in order to claim the children as a tax deduction, tax was never my strong suit. But I seem to recall that you have to be able to establish that you paid more than 50% of the children's support. You didn't pay more than 50% of the children's support.
During the times that I wasn't supporting him, we were on AFDC, that's correct, but she never had any provable income nor income at all. I feel that with what I did make, I filed his household because I did support the family and the kids.
Who paid the rent?
I paid the rent.
How much was the rent?
The rent was close to $300.
Your Honor, that's not true.
No, that's impossible.
We've been kicked out of several places because he's either gotten in a fight with the landlord or pulled his pants down and ran down the street. He has a bad drinking habit.
Mr. Hall, it is unreasonable for you to keep all this money for yourself, sir. Whether she supported the children in working as a home health care aide, she says she earned about $10,000 last year, even if she earned less, even if she only earned $5,000. Let's say even if she was receiving public assistance. That means that you were each contributing to the children's support. That doesn't mean that you end up with a windfall. Why should you end up with this $2,000 windfall?
Because she's fraudulently filed for the last 3 years on money that she's never even earned.
Your Honor.
Just a second. Why would you claim money that you never earned to the government?
She's done it. I've been there when she's done it. I've been there with her.
Explain that to me. This is a new one. You mean somebody files tax returns and say that they earned more than they actually earned?
That's correct.
Can you think of a rational reason for any person to do that?
Because she is a very money-hungry person, and if she has an edge on getting money, she will do that.
Explain how that happens, Mr. Hall. How do you think that that happens?
She went to the preparer, and she explained that she made money, cash money, but it was not provable, and they said, well, you need to file a 1099 on that.
Yes.
She never followed through and filed it, but she still got money back. That did happen. I don't know.
Your Honor, just a minute. You think that if you haven't paid in any money to the government in taxes, you can tell them that you made cash, and they give you back money that they never got?
Up until you get audited, I'm sure you could do that.
You are not entitled to a windfall, Mr. Hall. Let's get this down, Pat, so we can get it down to the dollar and cent of it. $1,943 divided by 2.
$971.50.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. This is case number 77 on the calendar in the matter of Allen versus Andrews.
Thank you, Bird.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Allen, you and the defendant lived together for how long?
About 2 years.
And you have no children together?
No, we do not.
But you just resided in the same apartment?
Correct.
Okay. And according to your complaint, there came a time when Mr. Andrews had fallen behind in some child support payments to former mate, former spouse, ex-wife. He faced the potential of being incarcerated. It's sort of convoluted, but I gather that he couldn't ask his parents for money directly.
Correct.
So you made arrangements to borrow the $1,300 that he needed with the understanding and the promise to his parents that you would pay that debt back to them when you got your tax return.
Correct.
You say you got your tax return, you did pay them back the $1,300, you and the defendant went your separate ways, and you want the $1,300 back from him.
Correct.
And Mr. Andrews says that the money was joint. The money that was paid back to his parents, he acknowledges that it was paid back to his parents, but it came out of a joint account. That's your defense, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not true.
When did you go to court for child support, sir?
3 of 98.
And how much did you owe in child support?
I owed, what I needed to pay was like $1,843.
What did you owe?
$2,300. $2,300.
And what were you told if you didn't come up with $1,800?
That I could possibly go to jail.
So what did you do?
I talked with, Kim and I went over and talked with my mom and dad.
So the two of you went over together?
Absolutely. We were in my attorney's office. We went and talked to my mom and dad about borrowing the money from them. We borrowed part of the money from them. We didn't borrow all the money from them because we had
$1,300.
$1,300, right?
Okay.
Right.
$1,300 from your parents.
Right.
Had you borrowed money from them before?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Often?
Not often. My mom and dad are not big on loaning money. They like for you to kind of make your own way.
Was there any discussion at that time of when they were going to be paid back?
Yes, that would be their first question. How and when are you going to pay me back?
And what was the discussion?
The discussion was we wrote them a check for part of it. They were to cash it on a certain date, and that...
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
This is March of '98.
Yes, ma'am.
You wrote out a check to your parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I assume you have.
No, I
Cancel
don't.
check?
I have no check stuff. She has all that.
You have them?
I do.
And what was the date of the first payment to his parents?
That was on March 10th.
That's when the first payment was to be made to them. They could cash the check.
That was when I got my taxes back and the check was sent to them.
Let me see. Are you telling me that at the time you took out this, you borrowed $1,300, you did not in fact give them a check, as Mr. Andrews says?
No, we did not.
Partial check.
No, we
Partial
did not.
check. For how much?
It was $500 and some odd dollars because you can see I have a $1,843 payment that was made on 3 of 98 to the child support
No,
services.
listen to me, sir.
Okay.
That wasn't made to your parents. If you owed them $1,800, you borrowed $1,300 for your parents, you didn't make your parents a payment of $500. You made the government. You sent to the child collection unit $500.
No, I borrowed $1,843 from my mom and dad and sent my mom and dad a check for $500 and whatever odd dollars it was.
The check
if I'm
that
not
they
mistaken.
gave him, the pink copy at the top, is for $1,343, and that is what we borrowed from them. They had made the check out to him to pay to Alamance County Courthouse.
Right. My mom and dad gave me a check, and I went and got a counter check for it, a bank check for it.
Doesn't make any difference. They gave you $1,300. That's all. That's what they gave you. They didn't
Right,
give you
okay.
$1,800.
Okay.
So the $500, you didn't give them a payment for $500, which is exactly what I said, Mr. Andrews. You gave the court $1,800, $1,300 from your parents, and $500 from you.
Right, okay.
Right?
Well, it's been so long ago, some of these money amounts are not quite...
Well, you've been living with this situation, sir. I've only been trying to understand for 3 minutes, and I got it.
I understand.
Okay, good. I'm glad you understand. So now we're down to $1,300. Now, the $1,300 was repaid on the 10th of March.
And that was out of his account, ma'am. It was not out of a joint account. That was out of his account.
How did this $1,343 get into your account, sir?
I would assume we had both put it in there.
Don't
Money.
assume anything. Try to remember.
I'm sure she got her tax money back, put it back in there, put it in there. She has held all my financial records. I have nothing.
I didn't hold them, ma'am.
If you look at who wrote that check, you'll see her handwriting.
No, that's yours.
Just a second.
Is it?
Joe, just a second. No, it's your handwriting.
It is? Okay. I haven't seen it. She kept it all.
Mr. Andrews, you said rather emphatically a moment ago that it wasn't your handwriting, that you remembered.
She usually wrote all the checks. She even wrote checks out of my
But
account.
do you understand what I just said
Oh,
to
I
you? You
understand.
said it's not my handwriting. She wrote the check.
Right. I
That was said with a certain authority.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so this money came out of your account just a few days later
Right.
to pay back your parents.
Right.
It didn't come out of a joint account. It came out of your account.
Right.
Did you put the money there?
I don't know if I put any of it there, to be honest with you. It's been so long ago. I'm sure that when we talked to my mom and dad, we had a method of paying them back, and the method was...
Well, the method of paying them back was...
Tax money, right, exactly.
Tax money,
Exactly.
her tax money.
Right, she had definitely,
So why don't you owe her this money?
I have no idea. I don't think I owe her
said-
any money.
Well, explain that to me. I mean, your answer, Mr. Andrews, says that the money was paid from a joint... Let me
Right.
try to...
That was best of my recollection. She's had...
That doesn't say to the best of your recollection here.
I
It
understand.
says, my parents loaned Kim and I the money to pay my child support payments.
Right.
We paid them back around a month later from our joint bank account.
This is not the first loan that Kim and I have had with my parents. And we've
This is
had
the only loan. Just a
we've
second.
had loan-
This is the only loan I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it was.
This is the only loan that's being sued for,
Right.
and your parents aren't suing you. They got their money back.
Right. Right.
So what you're telling me now, Mr. Andrews, after some dancing around, is that the money was in fact put in your account by the plaintiff to pay back your parents, and it was put there from her tax return.
I'm sure it was.
Good. Now, did you pay her back?
Not directly in a $1,300 check. I worked every day, check every week.
So did
I
I,
was the
ma'am.
breadwinner. You know.
So, no.
I brought the money
I
in the
brought home-
household.
Just a second.
She didn't want me to go to jail because she wanted to make sure somebody was there to support her.
Well, were you working during that time?
What?
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Andrews. If she was getting a tax refund, that means she was employed.
I have 2 children.
Just a second. That means she was employed
Right.
and earning money,
Right.
so that you weren't supporting her.
Not totally.
Even
And
if he wasn't
certainly,
there.
sir, she had more money than you did because you fell behind in your child support payments, so you couldn't even keep up your primary obligation, which is to support your children.
My actual child support was, there was an order to modify that. The original order that was put in was incorrect. I was paying for children that weren't mine, and it was overpayment, underpayment.
What do you mean you were paying for children that weren't yours?
The first order that I had was for a child that wasn't mine. I was paying child support for 2 children and only had 1 child.
Judge Judy continues, and Kim Allen is suing former boyfriend, Thomas Andrews, for a loan to pay his child support. He says he paid it back.
Were you paying for 2 children, sir, because both of those children were receiving welfare?
No.
Well, the only way you can pay for a child that's not yours, in most jurisdictions in this country, is if you're married to their mother and you are their step-parent and there isn't another deep pocket to go after, so they say as a step-parent, you are responsible for paying support, at least to the amount that the citizens are paying for that child support.
Right.
So is this child that you say, I find this interesting, is the child that is not yours a child that is totally unknown to you?
No, not unknown to me. No,
It wasn't a stranger that they picked out of a bucket
No.
and said, Mr. Andrews, you're going to pay for this child. So who is this child?
That child was my ex-wife's child.
Right. So
Right,
you were
exactly.
the stepfather of that child.
For about yes, exactly.
Right. And as the stepfather of that child, there was a time when those two children were receiving public assistance.
No, well, I get if you, yes, sure.
And therefore, the state was pursuing you for child support for both of those children. While the relationship of step-parent, stepchild existed until you were divorced.
Well, actually, my wife had this child while we were still married, but it was another man's child.
Oh, well, that makes it even more interesting. Still in all, there must have been welfare involved.
Right.
If you're going to be a good judge in the family court, you got to learn one thing. It's not like any other business. You got to follow the money.
Right.
You owe a $1,300 judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Lent him that money, and he promised me he'd pay me back, and it was my money to begin with because I earned it.
I do not believe I owe her any money at all. I have put money in that relationship to ends meet, and I guess hopefully this will be finished. She has been pursuing me for money, and hopefully this will be the last straw.
I called him a few times, and first time he said he had to think about it. Second time he said he wasn't going to. So that was my money, and I was going to get it.
She just keeps digging for money. I've got receipts here where she dug for money last year. Hopefully this will put a stop to it.
Girls out there, women out there, don't just give your money to any man.
Bring it to the diva of truth and justice, Judge Judy.
That's right.
And now the next case.
All parties on Seamus versus Summer. Step forward, please.
26-year-old second-grade teacher Corey Seamus is suing ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old music teacher David Sommer, for a computer and a tattoo.
Miss Seamus, were you dating the defendant for a while?
Yes, I had been.
And during that time, a sister gave him a computer. You said that you would hook up the computer or do whatever you do with computers, and while you were doing that, you broke it. Is that right?
It had crashed, and some things needed to be reinstalled. It wasn't totally broken.
But that's while you were working on it.
Right.
So according to your complaint, you went out with the defendant, purchased a new computer, loaned him $400 towards a new computer. The second part of your complaint is you wanted to get tattooed. You wanted to get joint tattoos. He didn't have any money. You laid out the money. It was $600 in total, and he gave you $50 towards the purchase of a computer. Is that right?
It wasn't joint tattoos. We were going to get them together.
Or you were going to get them at the same time. He says he never accepted any of this as a loan, but I assume that you purchased the computer because you broke the one he had, and the tattoos were a gift. Okay. Plaintiff came over and you asked her to help you, or she volunteered?
She had volunteered.
Is that right?
He said, well, you know what you're doing, so go ahead and work on the computer.
So you did, it broke. Then what did you do?
Then we decided to take it to a computer store and see how much it would be to get the programs reinstalled that we needed to reinstall to fix it.
Okay, so far is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you both learn at the computer store?
It was going to be about as much, maybe a little bit less to get the computer fixed than to purchase a new one.
So what was the conversation?
I said, I will loan you the money and you can pay me back. The agreement was he was going to pay me back as much as he could every week, $25, $50 until it was paid off.
The computer was originally to be used in my work, my business, and that's where everything had happened. She had felt bad about breaking my computer, therefore she bought me the new computer.
Well, don't tell me what she felt. Did you have a discussion with her about payment for the computer?
No, she said, I broke your computer, so I'm going to get you a new one.
Judge Judy continues and is suing former boyfriend, David Sommer, for a computer and a tattoo.
Did he make any payments at all?
He made one payment of $50.
When?
Probably a week or so after it was initially purchased.
What did you give her the $50 for?
That's all I had. I figured if she's going to buy me a computer, I may as well give her what I have for it.
You sent that 2 weeks later?
No, the money I gave her was that day that we purchased a computer.
So you didn't send her anything afterwards?
No. It was that day.
That's not correct. When we went to purchase the computer, he paid $50 or $60. He put, that's what he had on him. I had paid for the rest. And then it was a week or so, a few weeks later, he gave me $50.
I wasn't working. I had no source of income. There was no way that was possible.
He gave me $50 a couple weeks later.
What did he say when he gave you $50 a couple of weeks later?
At that point, I believe we were still dating, and he said, I have some money. He was planning on paying me back. He'd even told me he's planning on paying me back. Whenever he had a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there, he was going to pay me back.
All right, now let me hear about the tattoos.
I decided that I wanted to get one, and we decided we were going to go get one together, and he said that he was going to have the money at the end of the week.
So what did you say?
So I said, I will loan you the $200 for the tattoo. We'll get them, and you'll pay me back at the end of the week.
If you knew he had no money for a computer, why would you indulge yourself in advancing him another $200 to put him another $200 in debt to you to get something that was whimsical, like a tattoo?
Because I was afraid I'd chicken out on getting the tattoo.
Then that's what you wrote here. Then that's your problem.
But
no.
Your Honor, I also have internet messages back and forth and emails from David.
Let me see.
And you'll see on those internet messages, he says, I'm a man of my word. I hope you're recording these messages. I plan on paying you. I'm just not working.
Just a second. Could you show this to the defendant, please?
I have an extra copy. Do you want me to?
No, let him just look it over briefly. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, ma'am. But she also does not have, I don't have them either, but copies of harassments towards me. This was after the harassments.
Just a second, sir.
Yes, sir.
Were you in the privacy of your own home when you had this conversation
Yes, ma'am.
with her? So you weren't being harassed at the time? Nobody was holding a gun to your head, is that right?
No, ma'am.
And you had this conversation where you clearly say to her, you'll get your money, but right now you can't get blood from a stone. I'll give it to you when I have it. You want me to give you some other quotes?
No, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Seamus, you acted foolishly. Foolishly because at the same time when he didn't have enough money to buy something that he needed for work, according to him, you decided that you wanted to have a tattoo. And it couldn't wait. Based upon your correspondence, sir, these were loans, not gifts.
Before this, I was receiving phone call after phone call, emails, instant messages. I want money, I want money. My mama told me, just tell her you're going to pay her and get her off your back.
That's not what that says, sir. This is a 4-page dialogue. You should have listened to your mother. You should have paid her. Because there's nothing like a woman that feels as if not only has the relationship expired, but it's expired, and she's $600 out with a tattoo, no less. Can I have the evidence back, please, Bert? Now, my only problem, Mr. Sommer, is she's suing for $550. According to you, you owe her $600. She says that you gave her a check for $50 2 weeks after the computer was purchased. You say you never sent her such a check. You think she's wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you would owe her more than she's suing for.
No, I paid her the day of. I gave her $60.
In any event, Ms. Seamus, he doesn't get it. You're only suing for $550. That's what you say he owes. He would like to pay you more, but I can't let him do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $550. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.